I don't even know if it played. I didn't hear anything. Did the music play?
The music does play. You can't hear anything.
Yes, perfect. But I'm glad that I acknowledged it. Welcome everybody to the wanna-bes podcast. I am your host today, Luke Walters. To my right is Morgan Holsworth, and then down there in the diagonals is Anthony, aka the Dreaded Fiend. What's up, guys?
Hello.
You didn't fix these cameras on this scene.
I didn't? Yes, I did. They're good on mine. They look good on my screen. Do they look bad on Twitch? I don't have Twitch up. They look good on Twitch. Oh, mine's kind of goofy. I didn't make us high enough. See, that was my first attempt. That was the first time. Guys, I'm very rusty. I haven't done this in a while. Hang on, let me
He decided he wanted to run it tonight.
Fuck yeah, with enthusiasm. But while I'm fixing this, today is going to be mostly news heavy. Just deal with it for a second. I'll fix it while we're chatting. We're mostly news heavy today, but we are going to review the Disney remake of Lilo and Stitch. I'm sure we all have our own thoughts, but there is a lot of stuff that dropped. A few events happened over the weekend. I mean, just news upon news right now. So we will start with Stranger Things 5. Morgan?
Yeah, so, I mean, this isn't so much me as I think it is Dreaded. Dreaded wanted to discuss, I know he called me having sad times about his bae. But we did officially see that Stranger Things Season 5 got its official announcement trailer during the Netflix Tudum. And yeah, we're getting 3 separate release dates. And just want to know what you guys thought of it.
I am pissed. Okay, not necessarily pissed. Look, I'm already pissed off at my day today. So let me put it like this. I am not a fan of the trailer we got because this is a 2-minute and 4-second trailer, right?
Yes.
And for, I would say, the first, let me see, minute and 10 is literally just a whole lot of throwback clips to the old seasons, actually. With new clips being very quick and sporadic. Not really giving us much. Now, I know we have talked about on this podcast how you guys are not a fan of trailers giving away everything. I'm fine. Don't tell us everything. But at least give us something to work with, I guess. Like, maybe something to be a bit more excited of, other than clips of people reacting to whatever the hell's going on. And Will having a complete panic attack at whatever he's looking at, too. Ooh. So, there's that. I wasn't already a fan of the trailer we got. But I'm also not a fan of 3 release dates for this season. Really? Really?
That doesn't
I'm curious about that.
bother me. That doesn't bother me because what I think is going to happen is maybe these aren't necessarily episodes and maybe they're just like 3 movies. You know what I mean?
Well, they already confirmed that I think there's like 8 episodes total, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
So it's 4 episodes like November 26th, then 2 on Christmas Day, and then I think the last 2 on New Year's Eve.
Who did these cameras today? Fucking awful. Don't worry, everything will work properly in a minute.
Not me.
It was definitely me. It was definitely me. I'm glad I undertook the challenge. Now I know.
Really? I thought it was
we had some presets. Anyway, yeah, no, I think I do stand by that. What was it last season? Every episode was like an hour and a half, right?
Yeah, they were all basically like movies.
Yeah, I imagine it'll be pretty much the same, right? And then maybe the first 4 hour and a half, and then the last 4 are two and a half or some shit. They got to be doing something kind of crazy, something special. Otherwise, why bother, right?
I mean, I was okay with it the first time they did it because, like, look, we wanted to get it out, but we had some effects that just weren't done yet. So, okay, here's an idea. Let's do the volume 1, volume 2 thing, and only like 2 episodes remaining that we had to wait a little bit for. But what the fuck is up with 3 volumes?
This is also a nice way to get around doing another season. Like, it doesn't matter how long it takes, guys. We're gonna wrap it up on this season. So if the episode's got to be 4 hours, that motherfucker's gonna be 4 hours.
Shit. Morgan, what do you think about this whole thing?
Honestly, I don't mind it, especially if we're getting like a lot of fucking content. Like, bet, let's go for it. If all of these are gonna give us a bunch of content, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
So I can't really complain about it.
Finish that story though. Like, if this is it, have it be it. So yeah.
Yes, it better be. I'm still not exactly the biggest fan of hour-long episodes. I'm pretty sure Stranger Things is the reason we have that anyway. But at this point, okay, whatever.
Season 5 was
But
good.
See,
we'll
I'm all
see,
for
but
long episodes. I'd rather have longer episodes than shorter ones.
we'll see. Hopefully, we actually have plot lines that people want to see and like, rather than most of a Russian plot line that was not very good. And also, let's give some justice to some characters that need better justice. It is still a shame that Mike and Jonathan, who were my two favorite characters in the first season, are not even remotely that in the last season anymore.
Yeah, I'm not. Will's usually the one that kind of gets left in the dust. I kind of don't need him. But Max, Max got annihilated in the last season, guys. I don't know why the fuck she's still here. I'm just being honest.
I don't fucking know.
She got wasted. Anyway.
And shit, I completely almost forgot actually too, because not only did we get the trailer and the reveal of the volumes, we did actually get a synopsis. I almost forgot to say that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So going off of the Twitter account Culture Cave, which is actually a very, in my opinion, reliable movie entertainment source that I get a lot of news from. The fall of 1987. Hawkins is scarred by the opening of the rifts, and our heroes are united by a single goal: find and kill Vecna. But he has vanished, his whereabouts and plans unknown. Complicating their mission, the government has placed the town under military quarantine and intensified its hunt for Eleven, forcing her back into hiding. As the anniversary of Will's disappearance approaches, so does a heavy, familiar dread. How dare you? So does a heavy, familiar dread. The final battle is looming, and with it, a darkness more powerful and more deadly than anything they faced before. To end this nightmare, they'll need everyone, the full party, standing together one last time.
Is that the official synopsis?
That is the official synopsis.
Well, I could think of one character who's not going to be standing. Yeah, excited? Excited? Yeah.
I'm still excited.
I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I'm still excited. I just don't like what we got so far.
It's good.
Now, I don't want a spoiler-heavy trailer, but I just want something to give us maybe a bit more to look at.
It was also an interesting recap trailer as well, because it did show a lot of older footage, which, to be honest, helps with it from being spoiler heavy.
Yeah, there is some shit that I did actually forget about too. But now we're going to move on to the next one, and I guess technically, since I thought I was giving Morgan one, but I gave it to Anthony, I should probably give it to Morgan. So Morgan, Metahuman, what do you got for us?
So yeah, we just had on, I think it was, what was it? Was it yesterday or Monday? We just had the State of Unreal, which is all about the Unreal Engine 5. Mm-hmm. So they have launched officially their Unreal Engine 5.6. So it's a major update. Coming with this update is none other than Metahuman. Now, Metahuman is used in mocapture and a bunch of other things. There's Metahuman Animator. They are used to animate beings and create characters, whether it's for games, for animations, and so on. So what's really, really cool about this, guys, is we are now able to go and create custom characters within Unreal Engine with the use of Metahuman. And this is actually how they used, and I'll talk more about it later. This is how they created their Predator, Killer versus Killer. We just had the Secret Level, I believe it was called, the anthology series on Prime. That was all done in the Unreal Engine, so everything you saw in there was
cool.
That was using a lot of Metahuman technology to create those animated beings. So what's really sick about this now is you can not only use it through Unreal Engine 5, which is free, and you can also get assets through Fab, which is the asset downloader, kind of library where if you make an account, you can go and basically add assets to your library. Some are free, people are selling them. And with this, you can now go in and really adjust and fine tune their new body adjuster, where you're able to go in with sliders, fine tune every part of your body, and how they have it where you don't have to go and now do the exact same thing with every piece of clothing. They have the technology upgraded now where auto changes the clothing and scales the clothing to the size of the body you are creating. And with this now being officially integrated within Unreal Engine 5, I'm so excited about the ideas and the thoughts of this being such a larger area and an avenue for us filmmakers. This was also brought on by a cinematographer and was talked about and shown during the showcase, all with a cinematographer. They had a moment though, and this is my most exciting part, where we met a VTuber guy named Blue, and we got to see in real time the actor acting as Blue, and within milliseconds, it's perfectly translating his movements without a mocap suit and using a standard, just consumer webcam.
Damn.
Like, so that's not only going to upgrade the levels for VTubers, but it's going to make mocap, like not necessarily the lack of mocap larger or the necessity lower, but it's going to make this, I think, more obtainable for indie filmmakers and for filmmakers like us who are usually filming on smaller budgets, and really be able to give us a library and assets to make more animated films than we've ever been able to do before.
Looking at this clip now, this is something I would easily like to explore with you guys too one day with making a project.
I really, really want to dive into this with everything, just because a lot of my films are films that are going to be difficult to do at my budget, that I have for a lot of my fantasy stuff. And I think looking at this, I could go a more hyper-realistic animation route and get my films done in that style instead.
True.
And it does have some impressive stuff, because that scene that showed for Predator Killers was, I mean, it looked great.
Sick.
Yeah, it looked great. The way the camera moved with the scene and everything, and obviously the assets
and their
that they
whole
have
thought
too.
process. Their whole thought process of that too, though, was for the character that we see, she's on a path of revenge, and just to dive into that a little bit, it's really sick because they did all of that as a one camera take. And you can go in and adjust where it has the proper movements. When she dips down and gets lower, you can adjust the camera with a couple clicks of a button to like pan down with her now, and it's made it a lot more fluid and more like user friendly. It looks like it still looks a little daunting looking at the innards of like that we got to see during the showcase, but I'm really excited to try to dive into it and figure stuff out one day.
Yeah, it's a little beyond me, but like the work that it puts out is fantastic. It's kind of second to none stuff, and you're right, it opens up a whole world of possibilities. So yeah, if you got the time, it's definitely something I would invest in.
I would love to play with that and make a thing I think about in my head happen for real, which is to recreate a Jujutsu Kaisen opening, but with Spider-Verse characters. Actually,
that'd be cool.
Don't even ask how that came to life. That's just something I had in my head once.
Nice.
And I kind of love it.
Yeah, that might be able to make it work, but
yeah,
that is good news for filmmaking. On some, I guess, somber, bad, not so great news. Avengers, Anthony.
Yep. So not much to go off here, but Avengers Doomsday has been delayed. So I forgot what the original date was, but the new date is December 18th, 2026. Which, if I recall, it was initially either going to be in the summer of 2026 or maybe the spring, one of the two. But now they're moving into the winter days of 2026. And I'm not going to lie, this is one of the only times where I say a delay for something this big is a good thing.
I feel like that's the reason why it's getting delayed too, is because there's so much going on and there's so many fucking people in it that they may have bitten off a little bit more than they can chew, even for Marvel. So yeah, take the delay. We say it about our video games, rather have it finished than have it be bad. So yeah, no, I don't want to patch 6 months later. Just fucking make the movie, do what you gotta do. And like they can afford the probably few $100 million it's gonna cost to have a delay anyway. So do it and do it right, and we'll all be happy in the theaters. But don't show us anything in the fucking trailers either. Knock that shit down.
But at least give us something to work with. Just do that.
I already have enough. I have seen the cast. Robert Downey Jr. is back. I already have enough. I don't want a fucking Spider-Man No Way Home thing again. Just I got enough. That's it.
We don't need that. Just Oh, you know what? What's a good
This
trailer
should
I can
be
think
honestly,
about?
this should be the first major motion picture to not even have a trailer. Just fucking come out. Just give me a release date. That's it.
Hell no. If I don't know at least what I'm walking into, who knows? Shit. I at least want an idea of what's. You know what? Based 28 years later in that movie Weapons, those are really good trailers that give you enough to theorize and be excited, but don't spoil the whole damn movie. You can still do trailers even with something this big.
We'll see.
Hell, the very first Infinity War trailer was really well done, and the second.
Morgan.
What? I mean, it is what it is. Like, I'm not surprised that this is canceled, or not canceled, but this is delayed. I'm just kind of expecting it weirdly enough. Like, I don't know.
It's
Like,
a lot. It's a lot.
It's a big project. They have a lot of shit they gotta, kind of push to get there,
Yeah.
and for the storyline to make sense. So I'm really not surprised this was canceled. And I mean,
Delayed.
if it helps us get us back to a better MCU, I'm not upset if this gets delayed.
Fair enough.
On a different
If
show,
you give
I
me
will
a better
argue
product,
as to whether or not we already have. But that's a different show. That will argue with you that. Okay, so since your next thing, Anthony, is pretty much the same shit. Just we're gonna go ahead with you, and Morgan will come back to you for 2. Mark Ruffalo returning as the Hulk.
That was the only thing I had regarding Avengers as well, too.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I guess
the other thing is still in Doomsday.
Yep. Do you want me to talk about Mark Ruffalo or the other thing?
What is the other thing? It's not even on the list.
He's already forgot.
Ghost Rider.
Well, it's not on the list, Morgan.
Because we said we were going to loop it into Doomsday because it's related to Doomsday.
Oh yeah, that's right. Go ahead, loop it in.
Well, let me talk about this first because
See what happens when I don't read the show.
Yes.
Damn. Okay, look. According to Screen Time, another very reliable Twitter source, Ghost Rider will reportedly appear in Avengers Doomsday, and Marvel Studios is currently casting the role. Now, this did come out. This news came out May 22nd, so this is a little older, but we never got around to talking about it. And I love to talk about this because, one, we're gonna always talk about anything good when it comes to Avengers Doomsday, and 2, it's the fucking Ghost Rider, man. Like, I miss that dude.
I only know Johnny Blaze. I mean, the Dan Ketch, I think, is the second one, and I love him in the comics, but I don't think he would work practically because he like touches an ambulance in the bike to turn into Ghost Rider. He doesn't just have the power. And obviously Reyes is the shit with the fucking Charger. I just don't know enough about him. I already know he looks badass. I love that car, but like as far as me having knowledge of the character, it's Johnny Blaze, and I want Keanu Reeves. I just want to see it.
I wouldn't be mad if so. This is gonna be interesting because like it's been a minute since. So like it's been a minute since anyone acknowledged Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because we don't really know how truly canon that is to the MCU anymore.
Sure.
But like it has been established that one, Johnny Blaze does exist in the MCU, or did, depending on where we look at it, with the canonicity of the Stranger Things, fucking Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They had a different rule with the Ghost Rider on how that worked. So last we saw, Robbie Reyes was the present Ghost Rider. And this movie is already bringing back triple OGs from X-Men. So it would be really dope to either A, do a multiversal thing where they brought Nicolas Cage. That'd be interesting. Or B, bring back Robbie Reyes, who I personally want more of, actually. Because while the Ghost Rider movies with Nicolas Cage are cool in aspects, I don't think they're very good. But I mean, hell, showing characters like Elektra, who I don't think her movie was depending on where you look, wasn't necessarily well received. Returning in Deadpool & Wolverine was a big deal, so who knows?
I wonder how that'll work with Ghost Rider, because that's Sony, I think, isn't it?
So. I'd have to look at that. What the fuck is this? Oh,
I do think so. It would be kind of cool to see Nick, but like I've seen him twice. It's not his fault that the movies are bad, but like I did get 2 outings with you. Like I said, I know more about Johnny Blaze, so if I could get Johnny, that's sweet. But Robbie, from what I hear from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and like I've seen him do the character, and I've seen it. Like it's fucking sweet. I'd be okay with that too.
Yeah,
that car's a fucking beast.
Yeah, and not to mention, what's funny is I don't have the most knowledge about Johnny Blaze in the comic world, but I actually know a lot more about Robbie's story. Actually,
that's cool. We can put this together. Because Robbie's got the sweetest ride. I love the bike, but that car is
the Hell Charger is dope.
It's
as
so
hell.
cool. Yeah. Okay. So
All right.
go ahead and tell us about Mark Ruffalo now.
All right. So on more Marvel news, Mark Ruffalo is rumored to be returning as Bruce Banner in Spider-Man: Brand New Day. So, Nexus Point News can exclusively report that Mark Ruffalo is set to reprise his role as Bruce Banner in Spider-Man: Brand New Day. It is currently unknown what role Banner will play in the story, or whether he'll also be portraying his alternate green persona. NPN can confirm Bruce Banner's appearance will be much larger than a cameo, and Ruffalo will have a substantial role in the film.
I am annoyed by this. I'm annoyed because, like, just let the man have a fucking Hulk movie. I thought we were doing World War Hulk. I thought we were doing World War Hulk. Are we not?
No, that has not been set up at all. You have to do Planet Hulk right for World War Hulk to even work.
Well, you already got that, so
yeah, we got Planet Hulk in Thor Ragnarok.
Now you can get a
and that was not remotely the setup for that.
Maybe that's where this is going. Maybe. But like I don't excuse me, MCU Hulk is not one of my favorites. The only time I thought MCU Hulk was cool was in Avengers. After that,
I would say The Incredible Hulk is an underrated MCU movie. Him in the Avengers was cool because he was still a terrifying creature.
Mm-hmm.
Age of Ultron was still cool, but not as much. And then afterwards, the Hulk was just not it anymore.
Well, that's where the role started to diminish too. It was like, oh, we still don't have a Hulk movie, and he's kind of in Age of Ultron.
Everything else.
Sweet. This is cool.
I will say too, thing I have a problem with is like, when is Spider-Man just gonna have his own movie where he doesn't have to get carried by either Iron Man or Nick Fury or other Spider-Man or even Doctor Strange?
Don't get me started, because I really thought, and damn it, you had to fucking go there. I hadn't even thought about it like that until you just said something, because the ending of No Way Home is so perfect to set up that he can actually do shit on his own. And now we're gonna have the Hulk in here, but like nobody's supposed to know who he is, so maybe it'll work out, right? Nobody knows who Peter Parker is anymore.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it could just be like because I almost wonder if he's gonna be, because of his like science background as well, if that's gonna be a bit of how we get him with Peter. You know, maybe there's a bit of like he
could work
like
for him
going through school. He could work for him. You know, stuff like that. I do really wonder if it's gonna be more of like I don't want to say a mentorship, but just like if this relationship and like this return of Mark Ruffalo is a bit of a stepping stone in like in an eventual alliance. Maybe this Mark is, or in this for Mark's Professor Hulk, because that's what he is now. You know, maybe he's just kind of the first Avengers Spider-Man ended up reaching back out to. And it could be through happenstance, through like right time, right place. That's how it happens. I don't think we have enough information to know, but I think like we can speculate a bunch of different things.
Yeah, I don't think, given the context of the characters, that it would take too long, if that's the route we're going, for like Peter to endear himself to the Avengers anyway. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Hulk could just be the first one because they're smart people. Okay, Morgan, I'm not gonna pick 3, but you get 3.
Okay.
I just feel like
let's see.
You don't want me to tell you what to do, so
no, you're good. Let's go ahead and talk about that DanDaDan season 2 trailer, guys.
Yes, please. Thank you. All right, yeah.
Have both of you watched the full season 1 of DanDaDan?
I have never watched DanDaDan.
Oh, I absolutely.
I think you'd actually really enjoy the insanity that is DanDaDan.
Oh yeah.
I love DanDaDan, and I am so thrilled to hear it's already coming back July 3rd. Everybody officially returning as DanDaDan season 2 on July 3rd, and man, we're gonna be diving into the depths of like a lot of stuff and a lot of paranormal in this. It showed a lot, but also didn't show a lot, and I really like how they crafted this trailer.
I'm thinking that all the footage that we got is just from the first couple episodes. I would maybe 3 or 4. I forget how many episodes the first season was. It was like 10. But anyway, I feel like all the footage is from an early on episodes. My man's gonna turn into a demon. They gotta fight him. It looks cool. It looks very cool.
It really does, actually. And also, you're probably right about it just being the first couple episodes, because I remember freaking Attack on Titan trailers always had all their clips from literally the first episode.
And I am here for that. You don't have to show me everything. Show me a little bit.
Something strange. Yeah,
It's enough
just
to
like
make
I kept saying, there's a way you can do this. So Avengers can do a good trailer, or Stranger Things could have done a better one.
I stand by what I said before. But yeah, I mean, it's a fucking recap. I'm not even calling it a trailer.
That's bullshit. We
Okay.
wait. Just give something.
But I am excited for this show to come out on July 3rd. There is a lot coming out. There's fucking a lot coming out in general because stuff comes out Friday that we're excited about. It's gonna be a busy summer, so we got shit to watch.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
Okay, Morgan.
absolutely. It's gonna be a lot. But continuing on with stuff to talk about, do we kind of feel like we already talked about Predator Killer of Killers?
I thought so, but I mean, if you wanted to do
Yeah.
something
Yeah,
else, that's fine.
no, that was kind of it. I just thought it
Okay.
would stick. But let's see. What do we have left? I guess we just have
Ooh, do Happy Gilmore.
my.
Do Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about doing. Yeah, let's talk about Happy Gilmore. How do y'all feel about it?
I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even watch the first episode. I'm sorry, I had the trailer in the background. I didn't see the first one.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
I
guess that's not surprising. Like, I was literally a child when that first one came out. You know what I mean? Like, Morgan, I don't even know if you existed yet. I'm being dead serious. I don't know.
Did the first one come out?
I don't.
So like, it's one of those things where like Adam Sandler and Chris Farley and David Spade and all those fucking.
You know
SNL
what? I was
people-
not in existence when it was released.
All right, so I'm the only one that can talk about this.
Well, technically, I was in my mother's womb, but I was not birthed to the world.
All right, so I don't know how to describe it, but those fucking guys.
But
in the
I know
movies-
Happy Gilmore.
Right.
I watched all that.
But I mean, when they came out, like they just everybody, you would go to school and everybody was fucking saying the lines. You know what I mean? Like it was a weird time. So all of Adam Sandler's early work holds a very special place in my heart. And like some of the movies, you think about the movies that he made in the '90s, like Waterboy and fucking Billy Madison and stuff, and you're like, you probably couldn't remake it. And why would you even attempt to do a sequel? Happy Gilmore was kind of in that same realm. And there's like, I want to say it was like 10 years ago or so. Adam Sandler did the thing with what the fuck? Who's the host of Price is Right?
Oh shoot.
Oh shoot!
I'm blanking so bad right now.
I am too.
I don't remember either. Let's just say Steve Harvey and call it a day.
Oh no,
No.
that's so bad.
Drew, was it Drew?
No, the one before.
Gary?
Nope, the
No.
other guy. Come on, Morgan, save me.
Was it no? Was it Bob Parker?
Yes, Bob Barker.
Okay.
All right, and so he did like a special thing, I think for I forget, cancer or something with Bob Barker. They basically recreated the fight. Bob Barker's in a hospital bed. Watch it if you haven't seen it. It's fucking hilarious. And at that point, they were starting to talk about a possible sequel. This is like 10 years. So the fact that we actually got there and here we are is exciting. I've only seen the first trailer. I know there's another one out. I'm kind of avoiding it because I want to go in as blind as possible. I'm excited that everybody's back. It's so cool that this is a thing. And just based off like the thumbnail of the second trailer, it looks like they're having a fucking blast. So that's, at the end of the day, I hope it just captures that because they look like they had a lot of fun making the first one too.
I think with what we got from the trailer, it looks dumb as fuck. But that's what Happy Gilmore is. So I'm not hating on it when I say that. Like, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be funny. I think, like you said, the cast is just out there having fun. And I think Netflix is having a huge loss by this being a Netflix only release, and it is losing money by not being in the theaters. Like, they could have made bank if they did a theatrical release, in my opinion.
I'm glad you said that because that's going to come up with the next thing that I hope you talk about. And I am so excited to talk about that. But as far as this is concerned, I don't necessarily disagree, but it feels more like an experiment than it does an actual serious thing. You know what I mean? Because Sandler I think had a big deal with Netflix. I don't know if he still does. Like, he was guaranteed so many movies anyway. You know what I mean? But the ones that he had put out prior and just the Happy Madison produced movies anyway. Like, they're all just kind of dumped on Netflix. They are what they are. Here you go. But, like, anytime Sandler gets with the buddies and makes a movie, they're usually entertaining at worst, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna say how good they are, but they are usually kind of funny. So I'm hoping for, at the very least, I can be like, all right, like, I'm glad I watched it. I definitely don't want to hate this experience.
So for the next one that I'm going to bring up is, yes, I'm bringing it up for you, because I'm also obsessed with it. Just another film that very much, like, this should be, for how good it looks, this should be in theaters as well. Now, I want to say the reason that Happy Gilmore and this film I'm about to mention is 100% strictly Netflix is because Netflix, I'm assuming, this is just assumption and speculation, but Netflix's numbers of subscriptions have probably dropped, and they're probably trying to force people to sub up to watch these films. And that's why they're not getting the theatrical release. But I think it's a sad, very sad choice for them to make, because not only could Happy Gilmore bring in bank at the theater, so can the upcoming Frankenstein film starring Oscar Isaac. Like, it looks so fucking good. I cannot wait.
Did you watch the trailer, Anthony?
I did.
What'd you think?
Okay, so funny thing. When it comes to Frankenstein, I have never seen the OG movie, like the Universal Monster version of it.
Boris
and
Karloff?
I don't think I ever wanted. Yes.
Okay, continue.
But
Continue.
I actually really loved the original story of Frankenstein. I was actually super into that when we read it in school, and I was like, damn, I like that a lot. So this movie, yeah, I'm in. I want to watch this. Freaking Oscar Isaac, that sexy man. So I'm excited to see him in this film as well. I'm also interested to see, what is his name? Jacob something.
Elordi.
Who he is, he literally Nate off of damn Euphoria as the monster. I'm like, okay, that's a choice. But I'm interested to see it because, he was already a fucking monster in Euphoria, if I'm being real. But I'm in. This movie looks good. It looks well shot. Acting looks good. I'm in to watch this. And I also really hope that this is genuinely, like, based off the OG story.
The set design, the production quality, the costumery, like, it looks fucking phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
well, it's a Guillermo del Toro movie. Like, his movies always look good, but they're not always good. Crimson Peak sucks. That is terrible. That is not a good movie in my opinion, but it looks amazing. Yeah. Sorry, I did not mean to cut you off, but I had to point that out. Crimson Peak hurt me.
Damn.
No, I wanted that movie to be so good, and it's kind of a snooze fest. But the production design, as Morgan pointed out, is in fact on point, because it always is. The man brings it when it comes to making everything look how it's supposed to. And yeah, this movie looks really, really good. I read 2 articles today that are both relevant. The first one is that there may be a plan to put this in theaters because they are talking about awards with this movie already. Like, that is the type of hype that this movie is getting, and all we've gotten is like stills in a trailer. Sick. The other thing is Guillermo had to come out and say that this, just to temper people's expectations, if you don't know anything about Frankenstein, it's not a horror movie. It's something a little different. There are horror elements in it, but this is definitely a more personal story and has more to do with struggles of both the doctor and the monster. And it isn't so much about people getting ripped in half, although that probably will be in there, and getting in this for scares. So just letting everybody know now, think more Nosferatu than Scream, for sure.
I was already ready for that too. I just hopefully it's going off of the original story, because that original story was great.
So, okay, just if you want, I obviously am always going to highly recommend Boris Karloff's rendition of the monster in the OG Frankenstein. Like, I just feel like that is basic 101, like, you got to watch shit. But if you want to get a little bit more adventurous, there's also the 1990s Frankenstein, where Robert De Niro plays the monster. That is directed by Kenneth Branagh, who plays Victor. That is the shitty professor from Harry Potter 2, by the way. And it's not as good as the one from the 30s, but it is closer to the book. And it's like making that type of movie during the 90s is a little ambitious, and it kind of suffers for it, in my opinion. But it's also very, very good, especially if you want something that's a little closer to the novel. So I recommend both of those all the time. This looks like it's gonna be, I dare say, perfect. Like that's what I want it to be. It's got the best, the perfect director, hell of a cast. It looks like it's gonna be the thing. I mean, I'm on board with this going to the theater and winning some awards. We all know how I felt about Nosferatu and wanting that to win more awards. So anytime these types of movies can be that good and get that kind of recognition, I'm about it.
I can already tell you that I think I have more faith that I'm going to like this more than I did Nosferatu.
Fair.
Fair.
All right.
Looks really good. I'm excited for this one.
All right. Well, that was excellent, guys. That went actually right about as I wanted to. So, Morgan, let's stay with you. What do we got? A couple more, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Let me pull it up. Actually, the rest except for the final one under our Netflix one is all actually Reddit.
All right, we will come back to you. Dreaded, go for it, bud.
All right, let's talk about something that's
kind of silly. I want to hear this one.
Oh, this one's gonna be funny, man. So, May 26th, I found this article from Discussing Film on Twitter that apparently the CIA had been revealed to once secretly ran a Star Wars fan website and used it to communicate with overseas spies. That is the funniest shit I've heard in a minute, man. I love to imagine that Star Wars fans were on his website talking to stuff, and it turns out it's being ran by the CIA. Oh, the CIA, they got files on some Star Wars fans now. Oh, they got files now.
All the smut.
I think that's a more like disturbing thing than I think we're kind of acknowledging here. So they actively are like, you know what, guys, incels, we gotta pay attention to them. How do we do that? We should go and like check out Star Wars conventions and like make a Star Wars site and just let these dudes incriminate themselves. And they fucking did. That is crazy, man. But like, so do like I trust a Star Wars fan now? Like, what the fuck?
I don't know.
Morgan,
were you ever on a? Hang on. I wonder if
the CIA got shit on you, Morgan.
I mean, the CIA can get shit on me anytime they want, so
that's true.
I'm curious if this picture on Twitter is the actual site. It's Star Wars Beyond the Unknown. I wonder if that's actually it, or if they just took a random site and just used it for the article.
What a fucking... Sure. If this is real, what a fucking thing to admit, though, is like there's a correlation between like incels and Star Wars. Like, it kind of sucks.
I mean, it's what's crazy is though is like it's really intelligent to use a fandom site to communicate, to hide like what you're doing and what you're communicating. It's really smart. Like in a spot like where
it's not that smart. They fell for a CIA-made website. It's not that smart.
I'm not talking about for them. I'm talking about for the CIA doing it.
Oh, okay.
Like,
okay. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Is
well,
like,
yeah.
What's one of the largest fandoms on the world? Probably Star Wars. Like, I don't blame them. That's a smart idea. Go get your information, I guess.
Well, the CIA were using it to communicate with overseas spies, though.
Yeah. So what?
Man,
there is espionage happening no matter what we do, whether it's on a Star Wars website or not. So sorry, Owen. I don't know what to say other than this is fucking hilarious.
I'm just saying that the correlation is what's surprising me, because like all the Star Wars fans that I know, I wouldn't think would be like worrisome, but apparently some of you are.
Look, until I figure out that CIA is either running Discord or Snapchat, then I'm gonna be scared.
Yo, I mean, the people that would get busted on Discord are next level. Are you kidding me?
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
man,
scrub your history now, guys. Like,
look, there is a TikTok I once saw. It is like, it's a clip from Bumblebee, where the Decepticons attack Optimus and Bumblebee, but the text is like, POV, the group chat got leaked. So like the FBI, the LGBT community, Twitter, like everyone was coming from like, we gotta go.
Listen, this just makes me laugh because I don't know if anybody has ever seen the show Them, but there's a line in there where they're talking and they go, not all white people are racist, but all racists are white people. So now I'm thinking like, not all Star Wars fans are incels, but all incels are Star Wars fans. Like it's kind of the message I got out of this.
Is Them? Oh, I think I know what show you're talking about. I never watched it, but I saw a clip out of context on TikTok.
Great show.
I was like, Jesus.
Oh,
Christ.
dude, great show. Highly recommend.
Is that like, are you like caught up and everything?
I haven't watched season 2.
Oh, okay, never mind. Because I think the clip I saw was like from a more recent season.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm excited to watch it because season 1 was phenomenal, and that's where that line came from. So that's the first thing I thought of was like, that's fucking funny. That makes me laugh. I'm sorry.
But either way, okay, but that was funny. That was just
that is funny. Like holy shit. Also, like Morgan said, good for them. Like what a tactic. All right, what do you got next?
All right. So
my thing might have been a hot take. I don't know. I mean, the CIA is gonna get the information, however the fuck they want. So
that's true.
All right. So let's move on to some horror news real quick.
Yeah. We'll talk about this too.
So, you know what? This might have to be a bit of a two-parter. So we never talked about this, and I remember. Okay, so long ago, I forgot exactly what happened, but I think the Saw seemed like it was not going to be getting made anymore. I forgot what the problem was, whether it was an issue with the producers, the studio.
Right, that's when Spiral came out.
Yeah, but I mean, even then, Saw 10 came out and everything.
Right.
And there was talks of another one, but I think some dispute behind the scenes caused the possibility that Saw was like canned, like it wasn't happening anymore. We never talked about it on the podcast because we had delays. Some of us couldn't make it, so it ended up I never ended up talking about it. However, according to Screen Time on 2 articles, only an hour ago, actually, creative rights for Saw. Oh, actually, hold the thought. Blumhouse is acquiring the rights to the Saw franchise from Twisted Pictures, and Lionsgate will still be involved, and also creative rights to Saw will go back to James Wan. So, looks like Saw is not over yet. Maybe it should be, but it's not over yet. And I know, if anything, I think me and Luke probably have more opinions on that, because Morgan, I don't know if you saw a lot of Saw films.
I've seen a few, like not a shit ton of them, but I've seen some.
You get the gist. The biggest mistake that this franchise made, because like I figured by the time they made 3, they had to know they were a fucking franchise, was killing off Tobin Bell's character. Because from then on, they had to try and shoehorn him in there, and Jigsaw himself is like the main reason to watch these movies. Because Tobin Bell, when he plays the character, is actually pretty fucking captivating. And anytime he's in the movie, if it's for 5 minutes or he's the main character, like he fucking commands everything that's going on in there. It's essentially his franchise too. It's like Robert Englund with Freddy Krueger. It works. So I'm pretty sure the last movie that came out is also like some kind of quasi prequel as well. I never actually saw 10.
It is. I'll just say now that it took place between 1 and 2, and it is, in my opinion, a very good Saw movie. Like top 5.
I have heard that. I do need to watch it. But yeah, that is the thing that I never liked about the franchise, is it never could move past.
Yeah, your audio just cut out. Can you?
My audio?
Yeah. Repeat what you just said.
Am I back though?
Yeah, you're back.
Oh, okay. Just that my biggest issue with the franchise is that they couldn't move past. Did it do it again?
Yeah,
keep going.
You're good. You're back. Just continue.
Am I back? What am I doing?
Yeah,
you're back.
I don't want to do it anymore.
It's just Discord. It's probably just Discord.
All right. Yeah, they can't move past Tobin Bell and the Jigsaw character. They came, I guess, kind of close with Chris Rock, but that may have just been a little too ambitious, and I don't think Saw fans could just let it go. And then it was also annoying how they would like shoe him in after they killed him in the third one. It's like he's dead, leave him alone. You know what I mean? But
that's a shame too, because I thought Spiral was actually really good.
Spiral is pretty good. Yeah, yeah. It's top. No, I don't want to make too bold a statement.
No, I'm gonna make bold of a statement. That's in my top 5 too. I love Spiral.
All right, yeah. It's probably in my top 3 if I think about it. I haven't seen 10 yet, so I can't say, but it's probably in my top 3. Anyway, so I love that James Wan has it back. I think you can very easily move on with the franchise if you want, but you just requel it. Do just do what they've been doing. Give it a legacy sequel. Like 3 through 10 never happened, right? We'll pick up right after 2 type shit.
Well,
I'm just saying they could.
They just gone so long with keeping the story going, even if it gets convoluted. I'm at a point of like, you know what? Because you started another story without Jigsaw, and I mean the concept that Jigsaw's work inspired other people to do shit like that, I think was a good way to continue the Saw franchise, which is another reason why I think Spiral was good.
I do too, but I also think it's probably just gonna get rebooted, right? Like, let's be real. I think I kind of feel like that's where this is going if they're gonna do it. And James Wan has it back.
Like Saw and Chucky are the only two I think horror icons that have not been like really rebooted just yet.
They tried.
Like, okay, I forgot about Chucky, but even after they still continued the OG story with the show.
Yeah, because like some things just work like that. Like we just can't let it go as a horror fan, and then with the community, we just. Am I gone again?
So
we just don't let stuff go, man. I get it, because it was always weird. It's like, why can't you just make a movie, and just let Tobin Bell be Jigsaw again? Just figure it out. And they did, but they had to be fucking prequels, and you could tell they're getting older, and we're doing this like the Dragon Ball thing. Everything's got to fit in this little nugget of time. So, can we move on?
Yeah, and what's damn Spiral like?
I'm excited for the possibilities, though. I do like that Blumhouse has it. I do like that James Wan has it, especially. And yeah, I have trust. I have trust.
I mean, James Wan having, I mean, like, he's always actually had it. Like, James Wan has always had a hand in Saw since the first movie. So it's like he's getting it back, if anything, I suppose.
Do you think so, or do you think he's just there in name? After like 5?
Nope. He is not there in name, because, you know, when I read or look up behind the scenes stuff, like, James had a hand in Saw aspects.
Okay.
Him and Leigh Whannell.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right.
Let's go.
Continuing on this is good, honestly, in my opinion, good news, because this is a movie that is very popular, that a lot of people love, and is not going to get milked. Ryan Coogler has no plans for a Sinners sequel, and I hope that stays that way. Huh? It was really great for a movie like Sinners to come out something more original, not franchise based, with a stacked cast that a lot of people really enjoyed, and it's not going to get. You look so confused, Luke.
No, I'm just thinking, like, what would you even do for there to be like, we're just gonna follow Smoke now?
I mean, Smoke's dead.
Where's it Stack?
I mean, yeah, Stack. I guess Stack. Yeah, Stack.
Stack is the vampire.
Thank you. Yeah, so we're just gonna follow Stack?
Freaking. If they were to make a sequel or some other film in the world, I mean, Sammy is the only musician who can probably transcend time.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I gotta stop talking before I give somebody an idea.
So yeah, like it's not set up for a sequel anyway. There's like nothing there. This would definitely be one of those things where they would have to pull something out of their ass, and I don't like that. Like, yeah, I agree with you. Just don't touch this. Leave it alone.
Well, considering studios will try to anything to milk everything.
Facts.
Even films that didn't even need a damn sequel, I mean, shit.
No, that's facts. So unless Ryan Coogler has a stake in the rights, you know, it might not be up to him if they decide to do it. But it's good to know that he doesn't have any plans. Notice he says he doesn't have any plans.
That is true. That's true. According to him, he says, I've been in a space of making franchise film for a bit, so I wanted to get away from that. I wanted the movie to feel like a full meal. And honestly, it did.
Yeah. 3 meals, actually.
It really did. I suppose it did, yeah. So that was very brief. That was very brief on that. I'm just happy to hear that there's no plans to milk Sinners. Just let Sinners be as it is.
It's not necessary. It doesn't need another story.
Like I said, don't sleep on the fact that he doesn't have plans, but they might.
All right, if they're doing a sequel, I want Sinners 2, The Return of Cornbread.
I want Sinners 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Cornbread has to be in the movie.
Oh yeah, he was phenomenal.
I don't know why. Cornbread's great.
That's great.
All right, last bit of news.
Morgan, we made it.
We sure did, y'all. So, if you did not know, we had a bunch of One Piece season 2 stuff happening over during the Netflix Tudum. So, with that being said,
I'm wearing the wrong hat.
I mean,
sorry.
So, so yeah, we got a wonderful special announcement that also gave us our first look at Chopper. So yeah, we got to see our first look at Chopper. I know that people have their feelings. I've had a lot of discussion of how and what I think of what Chopper looks like with my own husband and like my friends Michael and Jacob. So yeah, we got to meet and see the official look of Tony Chopper, which is the latest crew member joining the Straw Hats during One Piece Season 2, which is coming in 2026. So, with that being said, guys, I
God,
will
hit the right
save my
one.
opinions on Chopper until after you guys speak, and I would love to know your thoughts. What do you think?
You want to go first, Luke, or should I go first?
Nah, I got it. I'm excited. Chopper is probably like 1A or 1B to like Luffy's 1A as far as it comes to characters in here. Which is, it's hard to. I mean, I do love me some Luffy, but like I love all these characters. They're all great. Season 1 of this.
Chopper's always been a soft spot for you.
This is true. Season 1 of this show was a complete surprise with how well it was done. We reviewed it. We talked about it. They did it justice. It's like fucking finally, like they really nailed something. So I have total faith that they're gonna nail the character in this one. It already looks like they have based on the little brief introduction that we got. But it was always gonna come down to how does he look, and I think he looks fine. I don't have any major issues with him. I will say that I did see a still of him sitting in a chair with the hat. That to me looked better than his actual CGI when he's moving, but like not by much. This isn't like I saw an article that had this being compared to Ugly Sonic. It ain't even close to that. This Chopper looks way better than Ugly Sonic. I'm happy with the voice, the movements.
I'm not.
The characterization that they have. I think they definitely nailed the spirit of Chopper. And like, yeah, I mean,
I do agree with that.
Chopper's story is probably the one that'll make me cry the most in fucking One Piece. Like that shit breaks my heart. So yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with that. But as far as Chopper's concerned, that's cool. I'm more worried about Kurehara and what they're gonna do with that character. Like,
sure.
Katie Seagal is a phenomenal actress, but like I've never seen her do anything like close to this. At least not in a long time. Maybe when she was the fucking computer mom in the Disney movie. So like I'm very curious to see what she's gonna bring to the table more than I am Chopper, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
Sure. Totally fair.
What did they do to my boy? My son! I'm just kidding. Hey, son. So
I love that hat.
I'm going to start off with this. I already acknowledged that making Chopper happen live action was going to be tricky. So for what it's worth, I always get tongue-tied. Okay, look. I think they did both a good job and also not 100% the best job either. Maybe it's their budget, but I think Chopper, like Stitch, is low-key kind of another example of when maybe something that's in 2D might work a bit better in 2D. Because live-action Chopper isn't as adorable on sight, if you ask me. But maybe, his actions will prove in point. When it comes to the voice, it might have to grow on me. Maybe it's another Knuckles problem or something like that. Maybe it'll work, but I mean, Brina, what's her last name, will always be Chopper for me, honestly. What was I gonna say? But the design, I mean, it's like good, but also a little funky in some spots. The hat looks good, and a lot of stuff Luke said is on point with me because for one, Chopper is my favorite character in One Piece. Chopper is the only backstory that actually successfully made me cry. Well, not cry, shed some tears. Crying and shedding tears, in my opinion, are different things, but I shed some tears for that boy.
Oh, I cried.
Yeah, see, that's fair enough, man. So, and I'm already not the biggest fan of live action One Piece. Like, this is such a weird conundrum for me. This is so weird to, like, talk about. Like, I think somehow they both did a good job and also not the best job. But we'll see more.
I have theories for that.
Mm-hmm.
So I am not, firstly, I'm not in love with Chopper's voice, but I don't hate it. So I'm kind of like there with the voice. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's not quite the Chopper voice I want. I would have loved it if they even used like the Chopper voice actress for the English dub anyway. Just because I think they do a pretty decent dub of Chopper, but it is what it is. Netflix isn't really doing that, so whatever. That I would just be beating a dead horse if I talk about that. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to his design, I know I was talking a lot with like Jacob, Dan, and Michael, and they were all saying, he looks really thin, and we have theorized that this is because he he doesn't have a lot available to him early on. Like I think like we're gonna get that more like fluffier, like that more a little bit rounder form of Chopper that we know and love because he's gonna actually get proper nourishment from Sanji's cooking. I really hope that we see like an adjustment to his design as he's with the Straw Hats because that would make a lot of sense to his physicality. I will say the biggest thing I am concerned about with Chopper because we haven't seen what it looks like. I'm very curious to see what his rumble forms look like.
Oh God, I didn't even think of that.
Do we even get that in this
right,
arc though, or does that come later? That's
yes, we will.
question.
We should get it in this arc.
Okay.
I didn't even.
Yeah, because we're dealing with Alabasta, so I know we see it in Alabasta.
Oh man, I can't. If they ever get to Ina's lobby, I want to see how they do Monster Point. Fun story about that whole thing when the 6th opening came out and we had the briefest glimpse of Monster Point Chopper. I literally screamed, and my brother was there. Oh my God, what happened to Chopper?
No,
My son.
So I'm kind of with
You're
you
right,
though,
son.
Dreaded. Like I don't love and I don't hate Chopper. I think I think to me he looks pretty fine, but I do think that I'm hoping. I don't necessarily know if they will, but I think they might, and I hope they will kind of adjust his model and his form as the series progresses because he's getting proper nourishment. Right now, when we first meet Chopper, he is not getting proper meals.
Perhaps not.
So I would love to see that like that little bit of a physicality evolution for Chopper. And then from there I could really hopefully judge and determine if I'm scared or not scared about his rumble forms.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm the only one that is genuinely excited. Also, I don't know if you guys saw, but they did a cool little thing in Japan where they had animated Chopper get all excited about live action Chopper. That was pretty cute. I have no idea what they were saying. I need Mikey for that, but it looked adorable.
Also, I would like to say in the future for casting One Piece Straw Hats, how about John Cena for Frankie? I'm just kidding.
I mean,
I don't know. I just pulled that out of my. But if I'm being real, if there is one person who I think should never be recast, like just bring him back for the voice, Ian Sinclair needs to be Brooke again. I actually stand by that.
I brought this up on the
show
show before. I don't understand why Hollywood does not cast the original voice actors when they need somebody to voice over the character in the movie. It makes no sense why they do that. I agree with you.
At least we have the original Stitch, though.
We'll get to him. I think Brina is amazing. I don't have a problem with Michaela Hoover yet, but like, yeah, if you could have got Brina to do it, it probably would have been a lot cheaper too, because fucking voice actors get paid shit, and especially when you work for like Funimation and junk in the right to work state. There's no unions, you got no protection, so there's nothing stopping them from getting these people to do these voices, probably on the cheap. It's a weird thing, but they always do it, and I'm always gonna bitch unless it's like, I don't know, you get Optimus Prime randomly, or like we got Stitch again. Like what? It's so weird when they choose to do it and not do it. Moving on.
I got that. All right.
So now we can get into it. Ready? Ready?
Right,
I'm
Chopper,
actually gonna do it. I'm actually gonna do it. We're gonna take a quick break. I know I need some water. This room is fucking sweltering. I feel like I'm in a sauna. So I'm gonna get some water. They're gonna do whatever they do. Enjoy the break, and we'll be back in what, 5?
Usually about 3.
About 3. Scene 3.
Meet Sarah. Now, Sarah was supposedly a very naughty bride. The story goes, one night she left her house to meet her lover. And her husband followed her into the woods behind their house. And when he saw the two of them embrace, he was filled with rage. And he killed Sarah. See, there's one little problem, though. That grave is empty and has been for hundreds of years. The town made the whole story up and staged that grave.
For what?
This is the plot of land that she's actually buried. She was burned at the stake for witchcraft. For hundreds of years, the townspeople knew that's where she was. Your house.
Crawl Space is in production now. Help support the indie filmmakers in properly completing this feature-length film by sharing the word or, if you're able, donating to its crowdfunder. Your help ensures that this film gets completed in the way it deserves. Learn more, donate, and support us by visiting our crowdfunder page today. Gamers, mark your calendars because the Xbox Game Showcase is about to be wild.
And you're invited to our watch party so you can catch it all with us.
From the biggest trailers to the stuff nobody sees coming. We've got takes, reactions, and probably a few shocked faces too.
We'll be live at 12:45 p.m. Eastern, 11:45 a.m. Central on YouTube and Twitch, so come hang out, react, and geek out with us.
When it reaches 0, you can switch us to the movie.
Right. I forgot to hit the movie review one. 1 second, everybody. It's movie review time. All right, sweet. Hey, look, I'm going to get better at this as we go along, so everybody just hang with me for a second. I also didn't realize that our cameras had to get adjusted in there, too, so I'll get that later. But besides that, we are now ready to review Lilo and Stitch, Disney's new live-action remake. Who wants to start? Morgan?
Oh, this is you guys, honestly, actually.
Oh, yeah, you're just here.
You want me to talk about budget and box office?
Yep.
All right, guys. So this film was made for $100 million US. The runtime is 108 minutes long. And when I scroll on down to the box office numbers, here we go. So, excuse me. After tickets went on sale, Fandango Media reported that Lilo and Stitch became the best first day ticket pre-sale of the year for a PG-rated title, surpassing a Minecraft movie, Snow White, Dogman, and the US release of Paddington in Peru. It became the second most first day ticket pre-sale seller for a Disney remake just behind The Lion King. The film was initially tracking to gross $165 million domestically over the 4-day Memorial Day weekend. So after making $55 million on its first day, which included $14.5 million from Thursday night previews, projections were actually increased to $175 to $180 million. So on May 5th, it was reported that the film was now expected to make $183 million over the 4-day weekend, breaking Top Gun Maverick's record of $160 million for the Memorial Day weekend debut. So the film actually went on to make $182.6 million over the 4-day Memorial Day weekend, setting a record. So in its second weekend, the film made $61.8 million. It did receive a 58% revenue drop from that, but it still remained in first. As of June 3rd, though, 2025, Lilo and Stitch has grossed $284.3 million in the United States and Canada, and $334.5 million in other territories, for an official worldwide total as of June 3rd of $618.8 million US.
That's an impressive haul. It's an impressive haul. I was not expecting it to be that high, and honestly, the Top Gun thing seemed kind of low. I thought it made way more than that. It was hype when that movie came out. Holy shit, that surprised me.
I'm sad it beat a Minecraft movie. Why would it do that?
Shut up. Go away.
You shut up.
Better than a Minecraft movie.
Talk about that movie.
Motherfucker, please.
Yeah, Okay, so I want to start this off by saying that this will be, I believe, the first Disney live-action remake that I have seen, and it will officially be the last. I didn't hate this movie. I did like it. But I don't understand what the fucking point was. I don't get it. What did we do here? What new thing did we get out of this that we didn't get from the new one or the original one that actually did it better? A lot of the shit that's in here is done so much better in the original, and I feel like the best scenes that are in this movie are ripped straight from the original. So for me, it was like, what is
you really call it ripping it from the original when it's literally in the entirety a ripment of the original?
But there are things that are fundamentally different, right? They did some stuff with the characters.
No, there are
they
things
do
that are
switch
different.
up some things. Again, like we just said with Chopper. Why the fuck aren't the original two guys that did Pleakley and the Doctor not in this one? Why did it have to be Zach Galifianakis? It's, to me, he doesn't bring anything to this movie. I guess I'll start there. Zach it's a kid's movie. It's not for me. It's fine. But even like on like a kid level, what they did to I forget the Doctor's actually name, so I'm just gonna call him the Doctor. Like that
Jumba.
character is nothing like the original. I think he sucks in this. He's a dumb character. He has now become dumb. I'm pretty sure he's got some smarts in the original. Like the reason why stuff doesn't work out for him, if I'm remembering correctly, is because of Bleakley. In this one, he's just like dumb. I think he only has one good move with a teleporter gun, but then even after that, he fucking ends up fumbling the bag. Like it's kind of I don't get why we couldn't have had the original voice actors do this. Why did it have to be these two guys?
Honestly, I don't disagree with you. So the weakest characters of all was definitely Jumba and then Pleakley.
That's it.
I enjoyed Pleakley better than I enjoyed Jumba.
Yeah, because he actually like gets to do some physical comedy and shit. Like, go ahead, please continue. I agree with you.
No. I definitely think like it is. I think for me that is my biggest fall point is that we don't have the Jumba that I wanted, because Jumba's actually a really smart guy. He's a fucking genius. He's a doctor who was able to create Stitch and a bunch of other variants. I do think even his humor in the original was better than it was in this one. I do like things and choices they make with Pleakley. Instead of forcing him to dress up like a woman, I like kind of like the fashion way they went with it. It's fun, it's funny. There's some stuff to be said there, but in all, like, I like Pleakley better than Jumba. They were definitely the weakest characters of the film.
Damn, that's a shame.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think the Queen even has like a different voice too. It's really weird the changes that they went with, but still fit in, a lot of scenes that are ripped, like I said, directly from the original. But this misses big on a lot of marks for me. I'm not a fan of the sisterly relationship that they have in this one, and honestly, the whole thing for me, this being bookend on Nobody Gets Left Behind, that's not in this movie. Like they don't really focus on that too much. I guess I should start by saying that this is pretty much Nani's movie.
Really?
They give her a lot more to do, but
which I think is good. I think Nani at times was a bit of a wasted character in the original.
Okay, so I don't know how long the runtimes are with these movies. I definitely will look at that later, but
I can look it up.
Okay, how long is the original as opposed to this one? Because that might play a lot into the fact why Nani doesn't necessarily have as much to do, but they still.
So this one is 108 minutes, where the original is 85.
Yeah. Okay, so this is pushing 2 hours, right?
Just under.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes more sense. Where for me, I guess I don't hate that Nani gets more screen time and gets some more to do, but the original lets me know everything I need to know in half the time. And I think that is a big up to the original, because this movie doesn't have to be that long. This isn't that long of a story to tell. I guess if you want to branch out and kind of, I suppose it would be in the interest of making the characters more interesting, but then, Jumba and Pleakley suffer. David suffers. There's a new character that's introduced that isn't in the original that she's fine, but I don't think she...
Love her.
I don't think she adds much to the movie other than taking away from what Nani and David are supposed to be, in my opinion. Actually, yeah, that she definitely takes away from them. The end of the movie, you get the sense of the original. You get the sense that Nani, David, and Lilo are like gonna kind of get it together, right? Well, that's not in here because they gave a lot of that responsibility to another character. I was told before going in that there was a big scene with Nani towards the end, and I don't hate the scene, but it also doesn't like make any sense. There's like, I don't know. I don't know how to get into it without spoiling it.
I mean, it's been out since, like, you can spoil it.
Okay, so Nani towards the end of the movie has a big moment where she finds out that Stitch is an alien, right? And she's very active in getting everybody saved. And I'm pretty sure when Stitch is drowning, like, David's the one that goes and gets him, if I'm remembering correctly. In this one, there's nothing going on that could stop somebody from going to get Stitch from drowning, but they literally just abandon him for a minute so that way he can start to drown, and then Nani goes back to get him. I think that is a disservice to the whole message that this film is trying to give me by telling me it's all about family, nobody gets left behind. You have your characters literally leave them behind.
How dare you do that to Stitch?
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of the choices that were made. I mean, Nani's whole character in the original to me is somebody that like is very down on their luck, but also very hopeful. This Nani is just kind of like, this shit's too hard, and I'm like done. Which again, to me, kind of is slap in the face of the whole like family thing. I mean, that's what I was getting. Go ahead. Like, I understand the struggle and everything. I know she's broken shit, but she's a very downer. She's a downer on this. She literally is about to give Lilo up for adoption. Cartoon Nani will never give Lilo up for adoption.
So I want to address this now because this is a topic that pisses me off.
I was gonna. By the way, I wasn't even gonna talk about this, but since we're spoiling shit, we can do it.
No, you need to calm down, Dreaded. Sorry. I have been dealing with this debate for a very long time with some people now, where everybody is fucking hating like a motherfucker on Nani, and it's bullshit. People need to stop hating on Nani and her stance in this film, because this stance and where she is at in her film and the decisions she has to make for her sister and herself are so fucking realistic. Like, the thing is, like, I am someone who has an adoptive brother. I have been very close to the foster care system my entire life. And they take this side of, like, the struggles of trying to take care of a child and trying to do things, and they make it very realistic. Like, they lose their house, and that is why Nani cannot actually keep Lilo. I think, was she debating it? Yes. But was she debating giving up Lilo? Yes, because that is a thought you do have to debate about in her position no matter what. I don't think she was going to until her hand was tipped when she lost her home and she had no other choice to, because she literally can no longer provide even a roof for her sister. With that being said, with this addition of this amazing character who seems to be maybe David's grandmother, which I adore this woman. It's probably because she reminds me a lot of my grandma. She's the enabler. She very much enables Lilo to be the little crazy teen that she is, and I love it. And I don't think that is Nani giving her up. That is David and his family, and Nani, and even the people, the social worker working with them, found an avenue for what they chose in this movie that is very realistic. Because it's very common, if a family member is struggling to keep a child that is in their care, if there is people who are very, very close to them, it'll naturally go to them. Like, that is a choice that can be made, and it's not forever. Could be just Nani now is going to become a marine biologist. That's something we didn't get. That's very fair. But this avenue could allow Nani to now get an education that can then afford for her to bring and receive custody back. This decision that they made in the film isn't a forever decision.
Yeah, I know that.
Even in the real world.
No,
I love that they have actually gone ahead and made this storyline more realistic, because I think if they didn't, on the other side, people would be like, well, you made it live action. Why doesn't it feel more real?
I don't agree with that at all. I think if this was a shot-for-shot remake of the original, I think it would do very, very well. Because again, I got an hour and a half movie tells me 2 hours worth of information in this much time. Like the message, the fact that they're broke, the fact that they're struggling, how much they love each other, how much David is into Nani. By the way, David, like I said, David takes a hit in this movie. Giant hit. By the time that movie is over, the original, you do get the sense that David, Nani, and Lilo are going to be fine because they're going to be together. Nani and David are going to end up together, and they're going to take care of Lilo. Not in this movie. In this movie, they gave them a grandmother character that just kind of happens to make shit work out. Which, also, I will point out that when Nani is about to give Lilo up for adoption, we don't know where the fuck she's going. We don't know where she's going. So the whole implication is that Lilo is going to go to a stranger. You don't find out that she's going to the neighbor until the very end when they decide to wrap everything up. So, yeah, that doesn't work for me. You don't get a pass for that. I'm glad you shoehorned a happy ending, but that's not where you were going. And all I'm saying is
that is something that is information she wouldn't have no matter what.
Facts, but that also doesn't change the fact that this Nani was absolutely willing to give everybody up because she thinks that she has to. And I'm not saying that it's not realistic. I'm just saying that this is supposed to be like, you know, like I want to kind of be a little hopeful for these characters and shit. And it very much looks like shit's gonna go bad, and they sacrifice what these characters are because of it. Nani takes it the worst, in my opinion. Like, it's almost character assassination to have that girl go through all that stuff in the original, have her still be so hopeful, things work out, to take this one and be like, actually, she's gonna give up. She's gonna be done. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I feel like we saw... I think that it's just kind of a going to, like, the fact that... I don't know how to like word this properly, but...
To me, especially because things work out, it's like, well, why couldn't you have just hung on a little bit more, you know? Like, things probably could have worked out. Instead, she was like, I'm donezos. And it's not like they don't tell me how long their parents have been dead, but it doesn't sound like it's been that long. It sounds pretty recent. So, Nani, there is a neighbor that loves you guys. You don't even have to give her up or put her up for adoption. You can just be like, yo, can you babysit my sister for a few hours while I go to work?
She's already been doing that. And then she's been struggling with work because of the shit that her sister keeps doing.
Well, that's a whole different thing about, like, I guess disciplining children or something. But this basically... Thank you. You're actually helping me. We're already doing the thing that we do at the end of the movie. The grandma's already watching Lilo. It's the same thing. They don't have to... That house is huge. They don't have to live in that house. They can move into an apartment together. You know what I mean? Like, there's other shit that Nani can do before she goes, well, I can't keep the house, kid. I guess you gotta go. Like, what? And it's still not even talking about the fact that she's about to let Stitch drown before she gets told for the second time, please go save Stitch.
At that point, she still wasn't, like, her and Stitch still, like, there wasn't that bond yet with her.
Right.
Like, it was the beginning of it.
That's what I'm saying.
But, like, I think the decisions, because of how they worked the narrative, it made sense.
I disagree. I don't like that Jumba ended up being the bad guy. Jumba is totally the bad guy in
Which
this
is
movie.
fair. I don't disagree with that.
Jumba is the bad guy. Don't like that.
What?
We're already CGI and aliens. Like, why couldn't we have another one? Yeah. It made more sense to have that, I forget his name in the original, to have that alien with that motivation do what he does. It doesn't make any sense for Jumba to do any of that. And then,
where the hell's Gantu?
And then after the crash happens, like, all the debris is over there. The crash is way over there, and Stitch and Lilo are just floating. I forget exactly what happens. Does Stitch put Lilo on the board and then, like, float her away or whatever to keep her up? I forget exactly how that goes.
Stitch sacrifices himself to save Lilo.
But remember what I said, Anthony. The wreckage, the actual wreck, is way over there. There's nothing around them, and Stitch is drowning, and Nani's like, we gotta go. We gotta get away. There's nothing around them. Nothing. And it takes Lilo screaming at the top of her lungs, you have to go save Stitch, for her to go back and then do what she does to save him. This character sucks in this movie. Like, I get it. I know what they're trying to do, but she's fucking terrible in this movie. She's awful. And then David suffers. He's just kind of a dopey dude in this because the grandma gets all the actual weight. They give all the actual, like, big decision making to the grandma. And I don't like that because the grandma's already fucking watching Lilo and keeping an eye on her. Why does she need to adopt her? We're doing the same thing. It's the same situation. So, it kind of makes the whole idea of Ohana and fucking we're taking care of each other, nobody left behind, just like right in the face.
This film, you can also look at it the way though, is they're trying to make sure in this film that Nani doesn't get left behind too, because with the sacrifices that they were implying that she was going to be making, which I'm not saying that you shouldn't be making sacrifices for family,
right?
Because that is a part of having family, is you're going to make sacrifices. However, they were also implying that they literally had a line that says, "Girl, don't lose yourself too."
And I get that, and I do get that, and I really do appreciate that. And I think this has more to do with the time, because the first one came out in 2001. So it probably would have been totally feasible for somebody to do some surf lessons on the beach and maybe be able to take care of themselves and a kid. If you know, David is actually helping in that scenario. Fine. In 2001, that probably makes sense. Now it probably doesn't. That's fine. She needs to get a job. She wants to go to school. That's cool. But you don't have to, like, be a downer about it. You know, I don't know how else to say it. Like, just because she's having this hard of a time, we all go through it. We all have hard times, you know? Are you going to get rid of Owen if you can't afford to stay in your condo? No, you're not. So she's just like, all right, you got to go. Like, it just doesn't work for me.
That I don't read that narrative like that whatsoever. Also, there is a point where the state forces your fucking hand, which is where she was at.
Yeah, okay, by the way, real quick, first of all, I really wanted Ving Rhames. Like, why is that character so different, too? They changed the agent. He's not as fucking cool as he is. He's an actual agent who, gets, like, some random radar reading of an alien, and he's not the social worker anymore. He's not undercover. He's just an agent. We have another character that is the social worker, and that is Tia Carrere, who I believe voiced Nani in the original, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And Jason Scott Lee is in here as a hotel manager. I love that. He did the voice of David. So kudos to you, movie, for having that. I do give you props. But yeah, no. Why are we splitting one character into two? I don't need that. There was nothing wrong with the agent going undercover as a social worker and shit. Like, why did that have to change?
I liked the change.
Well, he's the reason that they keep Stitch, the agent, is in the original. He's the one that goes, yo, they're breaking they're breaking an intergalactic law if they take him. They don't do that in this. They just go, oh, I want to stay. Like, all right, that's cool. Like, a lot of the emotional weight to me from the original, it's just, like, gone in this. And that is the moment for me where I was like, okay, I get it. And I get why people are like, why do you make these? Like, you're not doing anything. You're kind of making them worse. I get it now. I do like Stitch, though. Stitch is sweet. I love Lilo. She's phenomenal. I thought they were perfect together. Stitch still has all the energy. I'm not happy with every choice that they made with him, but I mean, I think he looked fine. He looks very good. He doesn't look bad. Morgan, I feel like I'm exploding your brain here. I'm trying to say nice things now.
You're not exploding my brain. You're just saying the same bullshit that everybody says about this film, which I don't agree with.
That's what I can't help it. That's what I saw. I didn't want to go into this movie thinking that, but I was like, man, that first movie is way more fun and not a downer like this one. Like, what the fuck?
I think it just also gives a very important light that people need to know and understand when it comes into regards of the social care system and the foster care system. Like, I guess maybe I'm more adamant, and
that's not this movie. That's something else. That's the Joker. That's what the Joker is.
No,
the Joker
it's
is all
not.
about the systems and how people
Joker
get screwed
is
and shit.
about the.
I mean, it's not social work. I'm just saying.
The Joker cannot be by any things constituted to the social working done for children.
But I'm just saying, if you want to see that type of movie, there you go. This is Lilo and Stitch.
This is, in my opinion, this is a film that is more upgraded to the times, to the realism of our times, that where people like ourselves can actually connect and understand it in a way that feels more real.
My whole bummer
because it's more integrated into our actual times. And maybe I'm more passionate about this because I'm somebody who's been very, very close to the foster care system.
No, it's nothing like that. It's just the character. It's the whole character. She can go through the hard stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the change.
I loved Nani in this one. I loved it. But I also love original Nani. But I will agree, there are two different Nanis.
Yeah.
But I do love what I get from Nani in this film. And it makes so much sense. The change of the social workers makes a lot of sense. It's very common. You very commonly see more female social workers than you do a male.
I love Tia
Like
Carrara. I'm glad she's in this. I am glad that she's
and
in this.
I do love seeing her in it because it's a beautiful, it's a really like bittersweet like Easter egg, if you will.
Yeah, I honestly I had to look it up because I was like, okay, if she's in this and he's in this, I was like, is Nani OG Lilo? She's not, but I had that thought for a second because they'd be about the right age if they wanted to do that, but no, that actually would have been sweet. They should have done that.
Yeah, and I agree with what Kitty's saying in our Twitch chat. Like, we have to look at the times when the first one was made versus the times of this one being made.
I said that.
Yeah,
I totally said that. I
know you did.
I agree with that. I just don't like, sorry, I sound like a broken record. Just that character is so hopeful, and she's going through so much. It's refreshing to see somebody.
I never found original Nani, to be extremely hopeful. I found her faking her hope.
She has that moment where her and Lilo are on the hammock. I think that is way more beautifully done in that than in this. It probably just has.
I will agree. I think there are some of like the one-on-one moments. I think do hit a different in between. They both hit very well.
Yes.
I do think they hit in different ways.
Yes.
I think people are getting too hung up on that.
That's my only problem is when it comes to crunch time for the character just goes, I'm good. It's like, damn, that sucks. I know people do that. I understand. I know people do that. I am well aware. I'm not gonna get into my history. This isn't that type of show, but I get it. And like, just man, it's Lilo and Stitch. We're watching Lilo and Stitch. What are we doing here? And that's why I agree now with folks that go, well, why did you make this? Why did you? Like, what did you really get out of this? Because at the end of the day, it's the same story with the same ending. Like we've acknowledged, the best scenes are from the original. You know, it's just, why did you make that change? It's just head scratching. I don't like that she left Stitch either. Like, hey, say whatever you want. That bitch abandoned me some Stitch. All right, so if you want to talk about everything else, fine, I'll give it to you. And it makes sense. But she still was gonna let that motherfucker drown. And again, the wreckage was way over there. There was nothing going on with them to where she couldn't have done it the first time. Or why couldn't David do it like he does in the original? He just goes down and grabs him. No big deal. We don't make a big deal out of it. This one, we have to have a moment. And it's a moment after the character was like, actually, you can die.
Then I did.
So that's 2. I'll give you the 1, but that's still another one. By the way, this was a fantastic debate, and like, I see you're very passionate about it. It's all good. Like, I do like this movie. It's just been an ongoing debate that I've had with a lot of people in the last like 2 weeks,
and it's just frustrating because people don't really, I think, take a step back to look at how the system actually works, because how it is happening in this movie makes so much sense if you're familiar with it.
I would have agreed with all of the choices if it wasn't for the fact that the beginning of the movie is the end of the movie. They're still broke. Lilo still gets looked after by the grandma. Fucking, it's all the same. And then we end with them still being broke. The grandma's looking after fucking Lilo, and now the only difference is that Nani gets to go to school. Which, okay, cool. We could have gotten there regardless. All you gotta do is ask for a favor, which I'm pretty sure Grandma says in the movie anyway. If you need anything, come talk to me. So instead of going to the extreme, why not just ask the grandma, which ends up being the ending anyway?
It's not easy for people to ask for help. You should understand that more than anyone.
I do totally understand that, but I am not a defined character, I guess, is the thing. And it's just...
Yeah, absolutely, Kitty. It is absolutely pride that she doesn't go and ask for that help. Nani is a very prideful woman.
Then why are you giving up if you're so prideful? If you're so prideful, why are you giving up Lilo? Why are you giving up Lilo if you're so prideful? You got that much pride. You don't want to ask for help. You want to do it on your own. You're going to give up your sister.
Well, I mean, I haven't seen the movie, but sometimes people who are very prideful eventually do have to admit something that they can't deny. I mean, look at Vegeta, honestly. That man did eventually have to admit that Goku was better.
Sure.
I'm saying.
Sure, but you would like to think I just imagine you would like to think, given the type of character that this is, that she would exhaust all options. Instead, she's just getting more and more frustrated. Which, all right, I get it. I do get it. been there. I get it. I'm not, I'm not trying to say anything else than what I feel the character is or whatever. I'm not trying to offend anybody. It's just how I feel. I get it, Morgan. You've had this conversation 8 times. I didn't want to be that dude, but I seriously thought about it, and I tried to give Nani all the outs, but like, and maybe it's just the movie's just made bad in those situations. Like, it is what it is. But yeah, she does twice. 2 things she does that are bad.
All right. So this whole debate about this has been going on for a good amount of time, actually.
Yeah, but it's a good one.
It is a very good one.
There's nothing else to say. I mean, we fucking said everything about Cleekly and all the other changes. Like, Lilo, I tried to talk about Stitch and Lilo, and Morgan kind of looked still like she was upset. So I tried to give this movie some praise.
Lilo.
Okay, please return to that, because I've heard only this debate.
Yeah, talk about Stitch. What did you think about Stitch? I said what I thought.
I love Stitch. I think the animation was great. I love that we have our original voice actor. Like, I don't know. I loved Stitch. I am actually I love this film. Like, I think this is a very well done film. And I love what we get between Stitch and even our young actress. I'm blanking on her name. Believe it was a where is her name? I can't find it right now. But anyway,
Mala Kaloa?
Maya.
Yeah.
Is it like Maya?
Is it Maya?
Like, I think Stitch and Maya do really well together. I really like it. I do wish a little bit that there was a little bit more with like some of the luau stuff and like her dancing classes. But I also may be thinking back to the actual TV show rather than the movie. I like need to rewatch the original movie to see how much of that was there or not. There's also the internet was giving a lot of hate that the ice cream guy, by the way, was
I thought
not
that
a
was
white
perfect. Guy. Snow cone guy?
And that he was yeah, like I love the fact that he seemed like a native.
Oh, he was
and that he was Hawaiian.
Yeah, he is.
I loved him.
Original.
No, he's not. Oh. He's a white guy who has looks like he's wearing a white tank top, but he's actually just tan as fuck.
This makes more sense.
I agree.
I'm cool with this one. That makes way more sense. Snow cone guy is the shit.
Poor guy.
Yeah, no, I agree with everything you said. I love those two. I love Mia. She's fantastic in this movie. I think she does a way better job than I think when we see children actors. Like, she's kind of top tier for how young she is. She's pretty good.
Honestly, absolutely.
And her and Nani are still the emotional center of this. They are good when they're on screen together. For all the hate that I give Nani, I do love them together. I can definitely see that there's some kind of bond there between them. So that was nice to see. They nailed that. Mm-hmm. Stitch, Nani, and Lilo, I think, are nailed until a couple points, but I won't do it again.
So no Gantu, huh?
Nope, no Gantu.
Nope.
Dude, what's the finale? That finale was exciting when they had to get Lilo back from his ship. What do they do? Is it Jumba's ship now or something?
Yeah, it's Jumba. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's the same ship. They like from I think it's whatever that character's name ship is. Just Jumba has it now. And yeah, they just like fly over the ocean and Lilo and Stitch like kind of make it blow up. And it falls into the water, and then that's when you get to that other shit that I said where the wreckage is way over there. I'm sorry, that makes me laugh. That's all I'm gonna say. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying I do like this movie. I do like this movie. For all the criticism that I give it, it's gonna have a way more positive score than negative. It's a kids movie. I think it succeeds at that. Yeah, there's just a couple things where I'm scratching my head, and that's where I go like, I don't need to watch any more Disney remakes because I don't get why they do it. They don't really add anything so much. I mean, we can debate that Nani storyline, but if you feel like I feel, then it's like, what was the point? Which many others feel about all the other fucking Disney remakes. So at least we're sticking to the script here on that.
Did Stitch still pretend to be a giant kaiju destroying San Francisco?
No.
Not San Francisco, but he does do it to sandcastles.
Yeah, he does do it to sandcastles, and he dresses up as Elvis during the credits.
Okay, so that's a shame. That's one of my favorite Stitch moments.
Yep. Yeah,
he definitely goes and he does see. We see a moment where he sees like an old like where he does see like the old Godzilla movie, and that's what makes him want to be a kaiju, crashing and destroying things.
Okay.
It's not Seattle this time. It is just a really, really nice sandcastles and stuff on the beach.
San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Thank you. I just remembered that line. The other thing that does bum me out about this is there's no ugly duckling. That bums me out.
What?
That is like the whole point of Stitch's character, and it's not in here. Stitch is
What?
still great, but that is not in here.
Wait, they can't get wait. As much as that scene always almost makes me cry in the original, that's one of the best scenes.
They had to give Grandma something to do, and they had to give Nani more stuff to do. So no ugly duckling for you.
Wait, but that scene where he goes out and says, "I'm lost," waiting for his family. That is like, till this day, will still almost make me cry.
Yep.
Oh, movie! I'm gonna shoot you.
So, not to poo-poo on this movie anymore, because I really think people are going to be shocked with the score that I give. Morgan, do you have anything else that you want to talk about? The portal gun's cool.
I mean, it's a great film. You should go see it, and I do highly suggest to everybody, like, don't. A lot of people, though, they may feel the way as Luke does. I genuinely say, please give the film the chance that I think it deserves, and go form your own opinion.
Yes.
Don't let others, because I will say the people I've been arguing with are people who haven't seen the film,
Okay,
and
that's dumb.
who are just
I've seen
who are
it at
just
least.
looking online. Yeah, but like there's been a handful of people now who have like said the same comments you said because they've only read it online, and they're like, "Oh, I'm not going to see it because of this." I'm like, "No, it's a really good film. You should go and form your own opinion." So that the biggest thing I want to say is, guys, like whether you end up liking it or not, please go form your own opinion.
Take your kids to see it if you got it. It's definitely a kids movie. It's definitely a kids movie. I went to the theater. My dad and I went in it. We were the oldest people there watching it.
There was no children. There were no children. It was all adults when we were there.
That's funny too. But yeah, I recommend it too for the kids. I do recommend it. And I watched it. I'm not trolling. I didn't read headlines. I actually watched it.
I went with a party of 9 of us.
That's awesome. I formed my own opinion. So even though I'm sorry I'm echoing other things, Morgan, like this is my opinion. I did not read this. But I still liked it. So you want to score?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to give it a 6.5. At the end of the day, it does accomplish what it's supposed to accomplish. It's a Lilo and Stitch movie. But it changes so much for like no reason that this could have been a 10. Like the original for me is probably a 10. I'll say that right now.
Fair.
So to go from a 10 to a 6.5, that's a lot of shit for me to get wrong to go to that level. But like, it's a kid's movie. It's not made for me. Stitch is awesome. Mia is very adorable as fucking Lilo. Nani and Lilo together is cool. I've already said what I said about the bad stuff. So yeah, I would watch this again, but I'm gonna go for the original first.
So I'm an 8.5 because I don't hate what you hate. And I actually think that adds a lot of depth and helps add to Nani's character and helps someone understand her struggles. Because I think the one thing that the original film does wrong, as I'm now an adult and looking back on it retrospectively as an adult, is that they really mask the problems that Nani's going through. And I think this makes it more not just a Lilo, like, I know it's a Lilo and Stitch movie, but these are characters who are so important in this film that I think Nani deserved more time than what she got in the original. Or like I feel like we got to a deeper depth of understanding with her, and I love that. And I think this has been elevated to a modern day take where I don't think if they did it word for word of the original, it would have landed in certain areas as well as I think they did. Because this is not sure. Is this made for children? Yes. But I think because of the evolution that they did with this film and the adjustments they made is them trying to also be like, make it enjoyable and more relatable for the adults who grew up with it. And just to continue, there are still things I dislike. I wish Jumba was a better character. I wish Peakley was better, though Peakley was the better one of the two. I love the grandmother, but I wish we got more David. Like, I don't disagree that we got not enough David. And I think we could have gotten more David, even with the amount we've had Grandma. They just didn't do it. Like, I would have been fine with a little bit longer of a runtime to get a little bit more David and this and that. I'm not upset with the decision they made. I'm not upset we didn't get Gantu, because if we had Gantu, it would have been too much going on at once. Gantu could be, if they ever make a Lilo and Stitch 2, we could get Gantu in that story. Not saying we will ever get that. I don't know how it would work, but we could get Gantu in a future thing.
I never would have thought we would get a fucking show that ran for like 3 seasons either, but we did.
I mean, the Lilo and Stitch show was great.
So, you know.
That's good.
Who's to say? This one put up numbers. It put up numbers. They have a reason
Yeah,
to
it
do a
did.
sequel.
So I'm gonna do 2 last things here.
This is very
One is a
divisive.
question, and one is last minute news. Literally 54 minutes ago, while the review was going on. And Morgan, you might like this.
Okay, go for it.
Well, you probably will. So first of all, another question about Lilo Stitch is the one scene that I think is the funniest that always makes me laugh. Lilo first adopts Stitch. Jumba nearly shoots him, completely stops him, and Stitch is taunting Jumba to chase after him. Is that still in the movie?
It's different, but yeah. Yeah,
It's
in there.
different. It's done in a different way, but
Yeah.
it is. I think the vibe's still there.
Okay, because that I ain't gonna lie, that scene will always get me
Yeah.
every single time. That gets a chuckle out of me.
There's like, and they do still talk about the mosquitoes and shit. Like, yeah, that's the stuff's in
Oh,
there.
that's still a thing.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. So we have a new movie trailer that dropped. Wicked for Good.
The new Wicked.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Actually,
I mean,
you know
we
what?
already knew we knew that it was a 2-parter film. So
Yeah, I remember that we learned that. I find it funny that it's out now. Like, this is like the day of last minute news we've had.
Also, what a name! What a name for your movie. Since we're on the subject, did you see the Black Phone?
The first movie, still haven't watched it, but I saw that the trailer. Oh shit! I forgot that trailer is out, which I have not watched.
Check that out. That looks sweet. That's
Okay.
it. That's all I got. Morgan, I love you.
love you too, bud.
That was fun. That was fun. I enjoyed that. I should do my best not to offend anybody. I'm so sorry. Okay,
I'm
well,
not offended. I want you to know that I'm
All
not
right.
offended. I'm just passionate.
Same. Don't fuck with Nani. Anyway, that was our review of Lilo and Spit. I almost said Lilo and Stitch with a fuck ton of news. Thank you all that hung out with us. Thank you everybody that participated in chat. We always appreciate it very much. I never got the chance to mention it. I decided to leave it alone. But YouTube never changed over at all. It's still on starting soon. So we'll have to. I don't know if I fuck something up, but I'll
What
get
is
that.
still on starting soon?
It's just on starting soon. It never changed.
What is? What is?
YouTube.
Oh, you probably just have it paused or something, my dude, because it's running fine.
Let me look at it real quick.
Let's
Oh yeah, we're good.
All right, sweet. I probably have a pause or something. I'm getting back into the chair. This was fun. Morgan, thanks for letting me do it. I know it was a pain in the ass, but it was a lot of fun.
I regret it now.
This was a good one. Again, thank you all for hanging out and chatting with us. Don't forget, those that do watch us on YouTube, you can chat there as well. I didn't check it today because I thought I fucked up, but they were all over it, so sweet. That's it. Any other special announcements that we got, peoples?
Yes, I do. Just so everybody knows, going on right now is our Father's Day sale, because later this month is Father's Day. So right now you can celebrate the dads in your life, or just treat your. Owen, can you go over there? So anyway, as I was saying, you can either celebrate the dads in your life or just treat yourself, because yay, discounts. To stuff in our merch store, because everything is 25% off right now. The sale does end June 16th at 1 p.m. Eastern time. But yeah, you can shop, save now, enjoy merchandise not only from the wanna-bes podcast, but also from the Techeries, French Kitty, and the True Tash.
Real quick, I would like to say that production is getting back up on the crawl space. We are starting officially this weekend, getting that back up. So I don't know if we still have anything. Maybe we might still be up. If you guys want to check it out, follow the wanna-bes on Instagram as well, but also follow the crawl space. You guys can see all the updates and keep up with me and my crew, which Morgan is officially a part of now. Anthony has been a part of. And you can see the progress that we make as we go along, because we will post a whole lot more. Anything else?
Yeah, follow us on our social medias. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, Threads. LinkedIn. We're on basically all of them. You know, go
There's
over
no
there, follow
excuse,
us.
is what she's saying, and she's right. There is no excuse. Get it together, you bad people. You. All right, thank you
And
guys.
it's so you know what we're reviewing. It's so you know what we're reviewing because we do have our entire June already planned out for reviews. So that way you know what we're going to be reviewing, so you can make sure you see it in time to join us in the comments.
And you should be excited because there is some shit coming out, and we are very excited to do this.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think next week we're going to dive into some Predator stuff.
And Morgan has a big show on Sunday. Go check that out.
I do have a big show on Sunday. We're doing a whole, if you guys, I don't know if I even got to tell you guys, we're doing a whole watch party for the Xbox showcase happening because it is live at the same time we are.
I couldn't hear the ad, but I saw the ad. And yeah, check out the Techeries. They do a lot of work. These ladies are phenomenal. Morgan, as always, very much appreciative of the work that you do for us and that you hang out with us and put up with us. So, all right, everybody. Hope everybody has a good night. Get prepared for probably Predator Killers, but follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, Facebook, LinkedIn, all of them, so you know for sure. And yeah, don't forget the popcorn. Everybody good?
If you forget the popcorn, Lilo will then grow up, turn into an evil little girl, get knocked down a well and die in about 7 days, and create a cursed videotape and send it to your house, and you will watch it and die in 7 days.
This is why we're friends.
Lilo is literally Samara in the ring.
Facts. This is why we're friends.
Also, Maui killed Lilo's parents. I'm just saying. So,
bye, guys.
Laters.
Now you're muted.